the kingdom celebrated the birth of a princess. But no one knew she carried a secret that would change the fate of an entire empire. Before the sun set, the royal family would face a betrayal so devastating that history would never forget their names. This is the story of Princess Amara. Long before legends were written into stone, there stood a mighty kingdom unlike any other. The kingdom of Zamani was rich, peaceful, and feared by its enemies. Its towering palaces shimmered beneath the African sun, and its people believed their king had been chosen by the ancestors themselves. On this special day, every drumbeat carried joy. After years without an heir, the queen had finally given birth. Inside the royal chamber, Queen Zuri held her newborn daughter. But as the celebration continued, one man approached the palace, standing before the king. That night, King Jabari made a decision that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Before dawn, the loyal guard crossed the sacred forest. Instead of leaving the child to die, as fate would have it, 22 years passed. Far away in the royal palace, unknown to King Jabari that his daughter was still alive. Back in the village, Amara helps the children. As Amara knelt beside the river, Elder Musa, noticing the pendant, Elder Musa finally understood the truth. Before Elder Musa could explain everything, the peaceful forest suddenly fell silent. Hidden among the trees, the chase led them deep into the forest. General Kazembe stepped forward Amara, about to catch her. Amara closed her eyes and jumped from the cliff. The river did not ask who was king, nor who was slave. It carried every soul with the same relentless force. As Princess Amara disappeared beneath the raging waters, General Kazembe stood high above the cliff, convinced the lost heir had finally met her end. But destiny had written a different story. Beneath the crashing waves, the current pulled Amara through a hidden passage known only in the oldest legends of Zamani. Far beneath the surface, Amara fought to breathe. Every heartbeat grew weaker. Her hands reached blindly through the darkness until her fingers touched smooth stone. The ancient pendant around her neck began to glow with a soft golden light. The current suddenly changed direction, pulling her into a hidden underground cave untouched for centuries. It was a place no living person had seen, except those chosen by the ancestors. When Amara finally opened her eyes, she expected to see death. Instead, she found silence. The cave was unlike anything she had ever imagined. Massive stone pillars rose toward the ceiling, each carved with the history of forgotten kings and queens. Strange blue crystals lit the chamber like stars. In the center stood a giant stone statue of the first ruler of Zamani, watching her as though he had been waiting for this moment for hundreds of years. Miles away, Elder Musa escaped the soldiers and disappeared into the sacred forest. Though exhausted, he refused to believe Amara was dead. The prophecy had never spoken of death. It had spoken only of trials. Deep within his heart, he knew the ancestors were still guiding her path. Inside the royal palace, celebration had returned, but it was built on a lie. General Kazembe knelt before King Jabari and declared that the lost princess had perished in the river. The king lowered his head in silence, believing he had lost his daughter forever. Queen Zuri's tears fell without end. Neither of them knew that, at that very moment, their daughter had taken her first steps inside the hidden sanctuary of the ancestors. Hidden beneath the mountain, Princess Amara walked cautiously through the ancient sanctuary. Every step echoed across the silent chamber. The glowing crystals illuminated walls covered with carvings older than the kingdom of Zamani itself. She ran her fingers across the stone and saw images of kings, queens, battles, and a young girl wearing the same pendant hanging around her neck. Without warning, the pendant burst into brilliant golden light. The ground trembled beneath Amara's feet. A hidden stone doorway, untouched for centuries, slowly opened before her. Dust filled the air as ancient mechanisms awakened. Beyond the doorway lay a chamber that no living soul had entered for generations. Whatever waited inside had been preserved by the ancestors themselves. Inside the hidden chamber rested the royal weapons of the first rulers of golden shields, ceremonial spears, ancient swords, and crowns remained untouched beneath centuries of dust. At the center stood a magnificent throne carved from black stone and pure gold. As Amara stepped closer, the pendant around her neck pulsed with light, as though recognizing the throne that once belonged to her ancestors. Back at the palace, General Kazembe wasted no time. With the king grieving and the queen broken by sorrow, he quietly placed his own loyal men in positions of power. One by one, trusted commanders disappeared from the palace, replaced by warriors who answered only to Kazembe. The kingdom still believed King Jabari ruled, but the general had already begun taking control. Deep inside the hidden sanctuary, Amara finally reached the ancient throne. She hesitated for a moment before placing one trembling hand upon it. The chamber exploded with golden light. Across the kingdom, Elder Musa suddenly stopped walking. He looked toward the distant mountains and smiled. At that moment, he knew the ancestors had accepted their chosen heir. The brilliant light faded as quickly as it had appeared. Princess Amara slowly opened her eyes and found herself standing in complete silence. The hidden sanctuary no longer felt abandoned. Every stone seemed alive, as though the spirits of ancient rulers had awakened. Before her, a narrow passage stretched deeper into the mountain. Strange symbols carved into the walls began glowing one after another, guiding her forward. As Amara followed the glowing passage, she entered a circular chamber, unlike any she had seen before. 12 towering statues surrounded the room, each carved in the image of an ancient king or queen of Zamani. Their stone eyes seemed fixed upon her. At the center of the chamber rested a polished black stone pedestal. Upon it lay a magnificent ceremonial spear wrapped in gold and ebony. Though untouched for centuries, it gleamed as if it had been forged only moments before. Princess Amara reached out with trembling hands. The ancient ceremonial spear rested silently upon the black stone pedestal. Yet the moment her fingers touched its golden shaft, the entire sanctuary awakened. The crystal walls glowed brighter than ever before. Dust rose from the ancient floor as invisible energy surged through the chamber. The statues of Zamani's forgotten rulers seemed almost alive, watching their rightful heir claim the weapon that had waited centuries for her return. Far above the hidden sanctuary, darkness continued to spread across Zamani. General Kazembe tightened his grip on the kingdom. Trusted advisors disappeared one after another, while loyal soldiers were quietly imprisoned. Fear began replacing hope. Even King Jabari sensed something had changed within the palace walls, but grief clouded his judgment. Every corridor whispered secrets. Every servant avoided speaking the general's name. Deep within the sanctuary, the ancient voice spoke once more. It revealed a truth that would change Amara's life forever. She was not merely the daughter of a king. She was the last living guardian of the Covenant of Zamania, sacred oath passed through generations to protect the kingdom from rulers consumed by greed. The ancestors had not saved her life by chance. They had preserved the kingdom's final hope. The ancient sanctuary fell silent once again. Princess Amara tightened her grip on the ceremonial spear as the glowing symbols around her slowly faded. She had entered the mountain as a frightened village girl. She would leave carrying the burden of an entire kingdom. Deep beneath the earth, the ancestors had given her more than answers. They had given her purpose. Yet outside the sanctuary, danger was already closing in. High above the mountain, General Kazembe refused to believe fate could defeat him. His instincts told him the princess still lived. He ordered his fastest trackers into the forest with one command: find the girl before she reached anyone loyal to the throne. Across the hills, armored soldiers spread through the wilderness like shadows. Every trail became dangerous. Every sound carried the promise of another chase. As Amara stepped into the forest, she heard a familiar voice calling her name. Emerging from the mist was Elder Musa. Relief washed over both of them. Without a word, the old priest smiled, knowing the ancestors had fulfilled their promise. But there was little time for reunion. The kingdom was changing, and every moment they delayed gave General Kazembe greater power. Far away, inside the palace, King Jabari stood alone beneath the stars. For the first time in many years, He questioned the decision that had haunted him every single day. A father's heart refused to believe his daughter was gone. Deep inside, hope still lived. As dawn approached, Amara and Elder Musa climbed a ridge overlooking the kingdom of Zamani in the distance. Smoke rose from villages that had once known peace. General Kazembe banners now flew where the king's colors had proudly stood. Amara tightened her grip on the ceremonial spear. Her journey to survive was over. Her journey to reclaim the kingdom had just begun. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next episode. Which part of Princess Amara's journey surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next story.